And good evening. We are live from Laurel, Delaware. Tonight, we bring you a non-conference battle between the Blue Hen Flight B and the Henlopen South. Here on 302 Sports, it's the Henlopen Conference Friday night game of the week. And good evening, folks. I am Benny Mitchell. Head coach Dan Ritter of the Howard Wildcats. They make a rare regular season trip to Sussex County to take on the Laurel Bulldogs. Howard is ranked number 4 in Division II in our 302 Sports poll. Laurel comes in unranked under first-year head coach Joey Jones. It's North versus South tonight. Let me bring in my broadcast partner for tonight, Dave Frederick. And Dave, we opened the season here on 302 Sports last weekend with a couple games, the Kickoff Classic where Lake Forest defeats Polytech 41-0. And then a Division II top 10 matchup where number 1 Woodbridge beats number 10 Caravel 28-7. Dave, you've been around Sussex County football for many years. One thing we can expect for Howard tonight is they're going to see a football crazy crowd here at Laurel.
Yes, indeed, and this is about as long of a road trip as you can make in the state of Delaware, coming from city of Wilmington down to Laurel. Laurel is the school district itself, and this team is on the upswing, and their fans would like nothing better than to ambush these Wildcats coming in here tonight. So Howard better not be overlooking them. That's
right. The Howard Wildcats, they come in off a 30-0 win over Division I Concord. Howard finished 2018 with an 8-3 record, falling to Division II state champion Woodbridge in the first round. Junior Donovan Cartwright takes over at quarterback with returning running back Kelvin Reeves, a junior, and sophomore Kevin Ignudo. Cartwright is going to have big shoes to fill of Tahir Harley. Howard only graduated 10 seniors from last year's team. He will step up with a lot of experienced players around him. And I didn't realize how big this kid was, Dave. Yeah. I saw him in the warm-up.
Yeah, you talk about he's got big shoes on his feet right now. Howard, they got a balanced running attack with their passing attack. It's almost 50-50 with passing yards and running yards last week. 2 running backs who are sharing the load that basically split 150 yards, and 1 receiver in Spencer, who had 5 catches, 154 yards, and a TD last week.
Laurel led Brandywine 7-6 at the half last week in the Battle of the Bone. I like those early season, mid-season rivalries. That little trophy goes back and forth between the two Bulldogs. But the Bulldogs from up north scored 3 third-quarter touchdowns to pull away, handing Laurel a 27-7 loss in their season opener. Laurel finished last year 4-6. This is a new coach, a new system, but probably the same outlook as every other school in the state. Get a winning season and get to the state tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to still be trying to put people in the right spots. They tried a couple people at quarterback, 5 different guys carries the ball. And they've got some young guys seeing primetime action, including freshman Caden Shockley.
Dave, we're going to take a quick commercial timeout. You're watching the 302 Sports on the Soto Concepts pregame show with Benny Mitchell and Dave Frederick. We'll be right back with some players to watch in tonight's game.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Soto Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Soto Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Soto Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Soto Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
And welcome back to Laurel, Delaware, folks, here in Sussex County, the battle of the upstate versus downstate. And Dave, let's talk about some players to watch in this game. We're going to start with the Howard Wildcats. And we're going to go with their backfield. We're going to start with number 1, Kevin Ignudo, the running back, defensive back. He's only a sophomore.
Yeah, had 73 yards and 2 touchdowns last week for the sophomore. Laurel's going to have their hands full with this backfield tonight.
And then the returner, Kelvin Reeves, he was big in their season last year, getting to the state tournament, the junior running back.
Yeah, and he's also a linebacker. He 91 yards and a touchdown on offense, 5 tackles on the defensive side of the ball last week. He's a player for them.
And then finally, last guy, the quarterback, Donovan Cartwright. And we said he's got big shoes to fill, but, he had a great season opener last week. He threw for 183 yards.
183 yards. Talked to some people who saw him. They said he's a big kid who gets rid of the ball. And thing about guys that are getting their feet under them in their first varsity action is as the season goes on and they start to get a feel for the offense and get a little confidence, they just get better.
Around third week in August, we were starting to look at who's who and doing rankings. We heard a lot of good things about this Howard team, and what's scary is they're young. You look at that roster.
No question about it.
Let's talk about the Laurel Bulldogs. We're going to start with the big man, number 72, the guard, two-way player, number 72, Blake Anderson.
Yeah, 4 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and a sack last weekend. He's a playmaker on defense, and they're going to need him to do some disrupting and make some plays tonight.
And number 3, their slot back, Bryson Anderson.
Yeah, he threw the ball some last
week,
too.
Did.
I mean, He does it all for him. He's throwing, catching, and running the ball.
And then finally, C.J. Pusey, another two-way forward. I believe he's playing some nose guard and some tackle for them tonight.
Yeah, they're going to need his leadership. Laurel's a young team as well, and games like this, you need your senior leaders to step up and set the tone. A
couple of things I noticed in this game, Dave, just some intangibles. Turnover-wise, after 1 week, Laurel -3, Howard +1. That could be huge in today's game. Tonight's game.
You can't give the ball away. You cannot give the ball away, and some of the other intangibles, you're looking at a lot of penalties last week for Laurel. You can expect a little bit of that at the beginning of the season. You've got to correct those things if you want to be a consistent football team.
11 penalties, only 75 yards, but they sound like drive stoppers to me.
No question about it, and it puts you in down and distance situations where it's difficult to convert, and puts you in situations where the defense can predict what you're going to do.
Folks, we're going to check out the Purple Parrot Pigskin picks around the conference. Myself and Trey Mitchell, our cameraman, we went around the conference and kind of decide who we think is going to win tonight. So sit back, enjoy, and we'll be back with keys to the game. Purple Parrot Pigskin Picks here on 302 Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell, with me Trey Mitchell. And we're going to go through, got a lot of games to go through tonight because a lot of non-conference games. But the Purple Parrot Grill, Rehoboth Avenue on your right, just before First Street as you're headed to the beach. If the Parrot's full, head over to Guana Grill, second block of Baltimore Avenue, their sister restaurant. So, Trey, let's get right to it. In Hardwood, Maryland, the defending state champs, Sussex Central, 6:30 kickoff. This is another road trip across the Bay Bridge for the Golden Knights. Not so far this weekend, but back-to-back long bus rides, that can be a problem. That said, I like Sussex Central in this one. Look for a lot of guys to touch the ball. That defense to be stingy. I'm going with Sussex Central over the Southern Bulldogs.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem with Sussex Central. They're grinders, man. They come out, they just love to play football. They're going to get the job done.
And Sussex Tech, 6 o'clock kickoff in Northwest D.C. as they take on the Calvin Coolidge Colts. Last week, Trey, they were in Southern Maryland. This week they traveled to Northwest D.C. where they're going to take on Calvin Coolidge. Tough loss last week, lost it at the end. But I look for the Ravens to get it together this week. Coolidge forfeited their first game of the season, so maybe a bit of organizational concerns that Tech can take advantage of. I'm taking Sussex Tech in this game.
Yeah, that's a little hair-raising trying to figure out why they forfeited. So, yeah, I like Tech.
Smyrna, 7 o'clock kickoff in Glen Elg, Maryland, taking on the Glen Elg Gladiators. The Gladiators lost to Oakdale. We've seen them before in the state finals last year. Smyrna heads into what is known as the Wild Wild West of Maryland 3A football. That's that area you're familiar with, Frederick and Carroll County area. Glen Elg graduated 18 seniors from that team, though. I like the Eagles to get in the win column in a tight one. I'm taking Smyrna.
Yeah, I like Eagles here. I think they're going to put points on the board and get the job done.
Another bus going over the Bay Bridge. Bay Bridge is going to make some money off the state of Delaware this week. There's 4 buses going to be hitting that toll booth coming back on the way home. I was impressed with the Blue Raiders last weekend, but they have to clean up the penalties. They're going to be on the road in Rock Ridge. The Phoenix, they're an unknown coming in at 1-1. I have Woodbridge squeaking this victory out here. Let's go with Woodbridge.
I feel like we say this every year about Woodbridge. They're very impressive, but like you said, penalties, that yellow flag gets thrown a lot for them. So, but yeah, I think they're going to get the job done. Their offense is pretty high-powered. They're going to win.
some non-conference games in state. 6 o'clock kickoff in seat for the Blue Jays season opener was canceled last week, and just 21 players on the roster has them starting their season at a disadvantage. Depth is going to be an issue with First State Military Academy. They will win this game low scoring. I'm taking First State Military.
Yeah, I see First State Military Academy winning this one. It's just that's 21 players. It's hard to keep your wind. You can be very good at football, and it's just going to be hard to play a full 4 quarters.
7 o'clock kickoff in Bear, Delaware. The Caravel Bucks will be hosting the Caesar Rodney Riders. Week 2, and the Riders may already be looking at a must-win game. Caravel's talented, but the roster is thin. I look for the Riders to wear the Bucks down in this game, late in the game, win a close one, maybe steal one on the road. I'm going with Caesar Rodney.
I know when Caesar Rodney Stadium was getting rebuilt and all that, they spent a lot of time on the road, so it was a tough one last week. So maybe getting on the road will get them back into gear and they'll get this win.
Probably going to find out how good Aberquimic is. They really took it to Caesar Rodney last week. 7 o'clock kickoff in Milford. I'm calling for a shootout here. Over the past 4 seasons, the winning team has posted 3 touchdowns or more. It's Hall of Fame night at Milford. Emotions will get the Bucks out to an early start. DMA will surge in the second half, but I see the Bucks holding off the Seahawks. Milford.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth on this for a couple of days now. Both of them, every time we watch them, it's a good game, but I like Milford at home with Hall of Fame night.
7 o'clock kickoff in Felton. The Tatnall Hornets make the trip from out of Wilmington down to Felton. I see the Spartans rolling in this one behind the running of Isaiah Johnson. He was impressive in the kickoff classic with 4 touchdowns. I'm going Lake Forest.
Yeah, I think Lake Forest is going to get their offense running early and often. They're going to get the win.
The only Henlopen North versus South game this weekend. 7 o'clock kickoff in Woodside. It's Indian River and Polytech. This game will determine how these 2 teams' seasons are going to go from here. Both teams have struggled in recent years. Neither wants to fall to 0-2. Both teams were shut out in week 1. But I don't see this being low scoring. I'm taking Indian River.
Yeah, they both struggled last week. Like you said, they struggled in the past. Looking at the scores, looking at how Polytech played, I like Indian River in this one.
1 o'clock Saturday kickoff. Cape Henlopen Vikings travel to Newcastle to take on the William Penn Colonials. Back in the 70s and 80s trade, the Vikings played on Saturday afternoon. But over the past 20 years, they're accustomed to Friday night lights. On the road on a hot Saturday afternoon, plays right into the Colonials' hands. I'm taking William Penn in a close one.
Yeah, if we're talking about at home at Cape, I could see Cape, but being uncomfortable, different time, different day, playing on the road, I like William Penn.
7 o'clock kickoff, and as Jason Winchell noted on the show last night, Brandywine High School will have their first first night game in school history, and they're not going to be involved in it.
Wow.
It's going to be the Dover Senators and Salesianum. Dover took one on the chin last week against Hodgson. The road doesn't get any easier this week as they go up north to take on the Sows. The number 2 Sows, they're going to look to make another statement this week. I'm taking Salesianum.
Yeah, I agree. So Sal's going to look to make another statement, but I respect Dover for the strength of schedule already. I think it's going to be a good game, but I like Salesianum.
4 o'clock kickoff, a game I would love to have been at, but we're going to be up in Newark watching the Bison and the Blue Hens. But, how I would like to see this become a series. Could be an interstate backyard brawl. Parkside has several weapons on her team. Delmar is always a tough out. A mere 7-mile ride for the Wildcats means their fan base is going to show up Saturday afternoon. It's a 4 o'clock kickoff. This game could be a slobber knocker. I'm taking Delmar.
Yeah, it's almost a home game for Delmar, and we know their fans travel well. Their fans support them well. I like Delmar in this game.
And our Friday Night Henlopen Conference game of the week here tonight, we have the Howard Wildcats versus the Laurel Bulldogs. And it's a 7:30 kickoff. Laurel hosts their second Wilmington team in as many weeks. Last week, Laurel led the Brandywine Bulldogs at the half, but 3 unanswered touchdowns in the third quarter led to a 27-7 loss. Last week it was Dogs. This week it's Cats, the Howard Wildcats. They are fast, athletic, and well-balanced on offense. Laurel will have to get after Howard early and play 4 full quarters. But I'm taking Howard to take one back home to Newcastle.
Yeah, we know Howard's offense is good. They can put points on the board. If it was a 2-quarter game, I could pick Laurel, but they've showed they couldn't do 4 quarters last week, so I got to pick Howard in this one.
That's your Purple Pair of Pigskin picks here on 302 Sports. Make sure when you're in Rehoboth, visit the Parrot. Second block, Rehoboth Avenue on your right-hand side, or their sister restaurant, the Iguana Grill. Benny Mitchell for Trey Mitchell signing off. See you at kickoff.
I'm Sarah, the Director of Events at Baywood Greens. Planning a wedding is an exciting and wonderful time. Let us help you make it great. Our experienced team of hospitality professionals coordinate and execute every detail to provide a stress-free experience so you can focus on the moment. From food to flowers, we prepare everything on site, tailored to your vision. Let Baywood Greens transform your next event to a memorable experience. I'm Sarah.
And welcome back to Laurel, Delaware. Benny Mitchell here with Dave Frederick, and Dave, we were talking, before the Pigskin Picks about the 4 buses going across the Bay Bridge. As an administrator, that has to hitting that toll on the way back. Has to be a little bit of a rough way to deal with football, but probably not sending the bands over this week.
No, and anytime you send kids, that far away from home, you don't relax until they're
so
home.
the buses are back. You're
That's
right. By the way, Dave Frederick, he is the principal over at Beacon Middle School here in the Cape and Lopin School District. Dave, let's talk about some of the keys to victory thing. And when we talk about Howard, I think number one, they have to play vertical and stretch the Laurel defense.
Yeah, they're going to want to try to open this thing up right away, get into their groove in the first quarter, and hope and have that. That's how they want to play this game.
Right. Defensively, the Bulldogs had a little bit of fumbleitis last week. I think they got to pin the ears back and get after the Bulldogs early.
Yeah, no question, and force them into down in distances that they're not comfortable with.
Right, and with a freshman quarterback at that. So,
yeah.
And then finally, win the turnover battle. Early season turnovers are crucial, and the team that I think wins the turnover battles can win the game.
Yeah, and a couple of turnovers absolutely kill you this time of year. And this time of year, it's silly turnovers, like bad special teams play on punt team, a fumbled snap exchange, the little things that need to be tight at this time of year that sometimes aren't with high school kids.
Right. For Laurel, I think they have to limit the costly mistakes. We talked about the 11 penalties last week.
That's too many. You got to cut that in half.
Right. They have to put on his Cartwright. He's a big kid. He's an athlete. They've got to put pressure on him. Don't let him get comfortable down here.
No, and don't let him get his shoulders turned the way he wants to throw the ball. Keep him off balance. Make him hurry up. Exactly.
And I think, Laurel, they want to shorten this game, eat up clock, keep those Howard playmakers off the field.
Yep. If you can take a 12-play drive, take 8 minutes off the clock and put 7 on the board, that's a good drive for the Laurel Bulldogs.
Folks, we're going to take a commercial time out. Come back. We should be getting close to kickoff. We're about 6 minutes away. We'll be right back after these commercial timeouts on the Sodell Concepts pregame show.
I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
And welcome back to Laurel, Delaware here on the 302 Sports Network with Benny Mitchell and Dave Frederick on the Sodell Concepts pregame show. Let's talk a little bit about some of the people that bring this event to us. First of all, Sodell Concepts, 10 restaurants, a food truck. I sound like Scott Cameron, I don't know. It's a food truck. And a catering service all along the culinary coasts. Barclays Heating and Air, they bring us the out-of-town scoreboard. Barclays Heating and Air out of Smyrna, Delaware. Lasher's Barbecue, they bring you the Red Zone, sponsor of the Red Zone. Juwan Johnson State Farm, he brings us the trivia questions, Juwan Johnson State Farm. Purple Parrot, host of the Purple Parrot Pigskin Picks. Active Pest Solutions, they sponsor our Pest of the Game. And anybody around the beach knows Louis Pizza. Louis Pizza, 11 Rehoboth Avenue, Rehoboth Beach, just steps from the beach and the boardwalk, home of the Grinder. And Green Blade Irrigation and Turf. care, and they bring us what's next is the Turf Report. And Dave's supposed to be 68 degrees at kickoff with about an 8-mile-an-hour wind. Nice football weather for September right here.
It is beautiful. Just a little chill in the air, and Green Blade would be very proud of that field right
yes,
there.
Yes, it is. Nice
beautiful.
Bermuda turf. Went there before the game, and such nice Bermuda turf that they painted a nice bulldog on that field. I don't know who did that, but
they've got that is an exceptional paint job with the bulldog mascot there.
So, folks, we getting close to kickoff, and let's go through the top 10, Dave. We'll start with Division II game. Let's start with Division II. Ranked number 10, Caravel at 0-1. Lake Forest ranked number 9. Delaware Military, number 8. They're up in Milford in a big game tonight. It's number 7, Tower Hill. 6, Archmere. 5, AI DuPont. 4, Howard here tonight. Delmar at 3. Friends at number 2. And how about that? Woodbridge carrying the number 1 ranking into the next season after winning a state title and losing some studs.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, a new head coach as well.
Yes, Jed Bell, the new head coach.
Yeah.
Former defensive coordinator.
Yep, so until proven otherwise, they're going to stay there.
That's right. They're at Rockridge, Maryland tonight. Rockridge, Virginia on the other side of Maryland. In Division I, number 10, William Penn, 9, Caesar Rodney, 8, Smyrna. We're going to see them next week. 7, Appoquinimink. Number 6, St. George's. 5, Dover. 4, Middletown. Number 3, Hodgson. Number 2, Slazeanum. And number 1, Sussex Central, another team carrying the number 1 ranking out of last year. Dave, I think you take those top 4. It's up. State title could be up for grabs.
No question. I mean, Sally's last week hung 42 on William Penn, 42-0 shutout. They're a perennial team that's always, vying for that top spot, and they got something to prove. They got beat pretty badly by Sussex Central in the finals last year.
And Hodgson was a penalty away from being in that state final. They tattooed Dover pretty good.
Yeah.
Dover, they'll be up against Slazeanum tomorrow. And we'll get back to that in a second, folks. We're going to take a break for the national anthem. So, interesting note in the Jason Lynch show on our show the other night talked about Brandywine getting lights for the first time in school history. And the very first night game to be played at Brandywine High School will not be the Brandywine Bulldogs. It's going to be Slazeanum and Dover. Boehner Stadium under construction. They're using Brandywine now as a home field. And so the very first home game, the Sal's will be the host team.
That's interesting. That's a big change. It's an advantage, disadvantage to playing on Saturday. Certainly when you're the home team and you're playing a team that's used to playing on Friday nights, gives you a bit of an advantage.
Me and Trey talked about that in our picks, and it's going to be tough for a team like Cape, who is used to playing on Friday night for the last 20 years. Now they're going to have to go up to Newcastle on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, and some teams will even go so far as to kick off at 10:30.
I mean, like the Votech schools up there.
Yeah, kick off at 10:30 in the morning, and that's a big adjustment.
Or
for
a Concord at 10
on Friday night.
So here we go, folks. Here comes the opening kickoff. Cartwright off to kick. Kicks it deep down to about the 10-yard line. And finds a couple guys, breaks a couple tackles. That's number 3, Bryson Sanders. And he's going to be down 1st and 10 at about the 31-yard line.
Took what they gave him there.
Right.
There was a little seam. He got in there.
1st and 10 for the Laurel Bulldogs. And They're going to go with the freshman, number 6, Caden Shockley, a quarterback. Talking to some people, he got a little roughed up. A little overpowered. The line was a little overpowered by Brandywine a little bit, and he got beat up a little bit last week. But he's back under center, ready to go. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. And one back in the backfield, double wing. Wing comes in motion to this side. It's going to be a toss, and he's going to be picked up in the backfield. That's Kelvin Reeves, number 2 on the carry, Trevor Collins.
Yeah, that was just, speed sweep with a toss there, and Howard was ready for that. And
we talked about Reeves not only being a running back but a linebacker too, and he got there quickly. That's going to bring up a 2nd and call it 15 for Laurel, and just not how they want to get tonight started. Just kind of going like the second half of last week.
No, definitely not how you want to get things started. They looked a little unsure on the right side of the line there.
Brings up 2nd and 15. Double wing, 2 split with a fullback in the backfield. And it's going to come in motion. It's going to be pass, a little slant to number 2. Trevor Collins going to fall incomplete. Laurel folks in the red helmets, red jerseys, white pants, and Howard in the blue helmets, white jerseys, black pants. Rare to see these team like Howard to come this area. You maybe in the playoffs, but now with the with Milford having to move to Division I, that had left 4 open dates for these Henlopen South teams.
Yeah, and it's tough to find. It's tough to find a game if you're a Henlopen South team that's a non-conference game in the state of Delaware. It's tough to find a Division I team that'll play you.
That's right. 3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs. Shockley under center. Motion goes to the far side. Blitz coming, and he's got the quarterback. It's fumbled. It's picked up by number 3, Kasai Franklin, and it's going to be a Howard football. But that number 50 came out of nowhere. Jeremiah Combs, Washington.
Yeah, it took them 2 plays to figure out the snap count, and he anticipated the snap count. It's time for a hard count for Laurel.
Right, he even came with a stutter step.
Yeah. It's time for a hard count.
1st and 10 for Howard. It looks like he's going to be just outside the 20, call it the 24-yard line, just inside the 25, excuse me. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Cartwright under center, I formation. Motion goes to the far side. And it's going to be Reeves. Dances in the hole, and he is picked up and stopped by number 32, Kyler Weaver on the play.
Nice scrape there by 32. He filled that hole.
He's not a big guy.
He got there in a hurry. That was a nice tackle.
Brings up a 2nd and 12, loss of 2 on the play. I formation. Split wide to the left. Stewart goes in motion, and looks like going to be a little bubble screen. That's out to number 5, Jenkins West. And he's going to drag a guy maybe a little bit. He's going to pick up about 7 on the play.
Yeah, a nice little play and a nice open field tackle there by the defensive back for Laurel.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and call it 6 for Howard. Howard, a vocational school out of Newcastle County. I think they have, like 9 vocational schools up there?
Yeah, it's a big district, and they got a lot of good things going on with all those high schools up there.
3rd and 6 for Howard. Slot to the near side. And looks like they're going to flood this side, Dave, with a shift.
Yep, got trips over here.
And it's going to be a handoff. That's the number 6. Kayshawn Watson, he's going to be short. He may have lost a yard. Now the yard mark's going to stay the same. So 4th and 6.
4 down territory in my book.
Absolutely, yeah. And, folks, for the first time tonight, we are in the Lashers red zone. Lashers red zone brought to you by Lashers Barbecue. Dave, you've had any of that yet?
Well, we were over there, and that barbecue spaghetti was something else.
I'll let Sean know. They're probably listening.
Oh,
my goodness.
5-0 backs in the backfield. And
he's going to throw it to the slant pass on the right side. It's going to be incomplete. Broken up by our man again, 32.
Great play. That's a pretty exotic formation there.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Laurel. Anyways, back to the spaghetti. Had that at the game last year, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. and got to know the owner a little bit. You know, his son was a wrestler. Got to know his son a little bit last year. He wrestled, played lacrosse. Good little business he's got there.
Yes, he does. 1st and 10 for Laurel. Ball at their own 20. Call it the 17 or 18. Again, double wing, wide to the far side. It's going to be the fullback up the middle, and he's going to get some positive yards.
Yeah, that's a good play against the front they're seeing right now.
That's number 22 on the carry, Christopher Dugard. Laurel, young team too.
Yeah, young team. They just got to get to take what the defense gives you. To me, looking at this early, I think they're going to find stuff, between the tackles, some quick hitters with the fullback. I don't know if they're going to get outside right away on these guys.
2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Shockley under center motion, deep motion to the far side. And again, handoff up the middle. And no gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Folks, coming up, we're going to have some scores from our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Barclays Heating and Air. The Barclays Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. Got a few scores. We're going to have a little trouble getting scores tonight with half the conference being across the bridge that are playing tonight. 3rd and 6 for Laurel. And same formation for the Bulldogs up there. 2 wide receivers this time. And there's the deep motion. And here comes the blitz. I think they may have got him on the hard count.
There you go.
So just as you called, Dave Frederick, go with the hard count.
You just can't let those guys tee off like that.
Right.
I mean, they're coming through A-gap, and the quarterback's not even able to get out of his stance.
Oh, yeah, last time he was one step away from center. He was hit. And so it's going to be offsides on Howard. Oh, no, it's going to be an illegal procedure on Laurel. And so far, 2 of the things we talked about they can't do is penalties and turnovers. They've done 1 of each.
Yeah, one of the things about the hard count is sometimes your guys fall for it.
It's hard for your own guy. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and a long 10. And going to go split both sides.
Yeah, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Howard's going to bring some people.
Yeah. Slant pass, broken up. It's going to bring up a 4th down for Laurel, and on comes the punt team. Folks, some out-of-town scores already in on the Barclay Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. Caravel leads Cesar Rodney 7-0. Big game for Cesar Rodney. And Milford, they lead DMA 6-0, both in the first quarter.
Got St. Andrews 6-0 on Red Lion.
Big independent conference game up there. And gets the punt away. Floater. It's going to bounce around to 38. Ooh, close to being touched by the Howard. And they're going to say he didn't touch it. So it's going to be Howard's ball. They're going to say nothing right now.
He's taking the ball.
Taking the ball back. So it'll be Howard's ball, 1st and 10 at the Laurel 47.
If that did touch him, that guy did a good job acting like it didn't.
Yes, he did. It bounced right up under his cleat. So just reading on Twitter here, it looked like Cesar Rodney tried to pick up a fumble of their own instead of covering it, and ball went the other way, and next thing you know, Caravel's in the end zone. And those are those mistakes. Sometimes you got to piggy the ball.
Yes, you do. Keep the ball. Don't give it away.
1st and 10 for Howard. I formation. They're at the Laurel 47-yard line. Motion goes to the far side. And it's going to be play action under pressure. That's 35. Quadir Whitney. He's been a 4-year starter here for Laurel.
He came loose there, and that's exactly what they're going to need to do. The quarterback there for Howard couldn't get his shoulders turned and get his eyes upfield. Great job by the Laurel defense.
Loss of about 8 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 18. And one of the things we said in the pregame, put some pressure on this kid. Do not let him get comfortable.
No, you got to prove, as a first-year starter, I mean, he's a junior. He's a great-looking kid. He delivers a nice ball. But you got to make him make plays under pressure, and you got to prove that he can make that right read if you bring more than they can
Reeves
block.
hit in the backfield. That's 72. Anderson on the tackle. Almost took his head off. And Anderson's a big boy, though. He looks like he's probably about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, he shot the gap there, and
Loss of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 20. And, of course, this series here, now you get the turnover on downs. You get the 2 plays for loss, and the Laurel fans are waking up.
yeah. Good. This is good field position, good down and distance for a screen play if you got it.
Shotgun formation. And he looks at the out. That's the number 5, Jenkins West.
Nice tackle.
And I believe first guy was 34, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jet
34
Furbush.
and 32 in there, I think, again.
Furbush and Weaver. We're calling his name a lot already.
Yeah, this guy, he flies to the ball.
Pickup of 7 on the play. Brings up a 4th and 13, and the punter is your quarterback also.
I was watching him in warm-ups, and looked like he had to take something off it just to kick it to his guys from the 50. So I think he can boom it.
Howard's athletic. I mean, they're an athletic-looking team. They're big and they're fast. So back to punt. White back to Javier White back to receive for Laurel. And he's a playmaker himself. Floater, end over end. It's going to bounce around the 20-yard line. Javier picks it up at about the 11 and going to be tackled at about the 20, 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Laurel Bulldogs.
Nice field by the return man there for Laurel.
That's Javier White. He is a sophomore.
Nice
Played a
looking
little
kid.
quarterback last week, too.
Yeah, nice-looking kid.
4:34 to go here in the first quarter. No score. And Laurel on their second possession of the game. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Laurel yet to gain a first down. And they break the huddle. Same formation, double wing, double
slot,
right.
Fullback. Wing T motion.
And it's going to be the fullback up the middle. It's 22 to guard on the carry. He's going to pick up about, call it 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 8. And Laurel kind of doing just like we said, and eat up some clock, shorten this game, and keeping it 0-0. And it's the fullback again, this time stuffed.
It looks like they've got it. They're going to have an option play off of that.
Right. Gain of 1 on the play brings up 3rd and 7. Yeah, it looks like they're setting up option with that deep motion with the wing.
Yep.
Laurel also taking a lot of time coming out of the huddle, so
Smart move.
keep their athletes over there.
Yeah, and they're going to have to get some hats on people up front there. Keep them from that penetration, or that option is not going to work well.
Fakes the toss. Quarterback turns it up the middle. He's going to pick up a few. He's going to be short of the first down.
Looked like that was a little bit of a miscue maybe.
Yeah.
Unless that was like a quarterback trap.
Right. There was a huge hole there for him.
Yeah.
That's going to bring up 4th down. That's 4th and 3. On the punt is the quarterback, Shockley. Well, they got some meat back there protecting the punter, don't they?
Yes, they do.
That's some big boys. Laurel's a big offensive line. Nice spiral down about the 45. Is going to be taken by number 1, Ignudo. Breaks the tackle, comes back the other way. Breaks another tackle, comes back to the right. And he's going to get to about the 48. A lot of running, about a 12-yard gain on the punt.
Nice field, and then he had a chance there when he cut it back. Nice job by Laurel for that kid staying home.
So 1st and 10 for Howard. Their 3rd possession of the game. They're going to have the ball in Laurel territory at the 47. 2:34 to play here in the first quarter. And they're going to go right back to that shotgun, Dave. Double slot. Shotgun with Reeves in the backfield. They're going to flood that far side. Hand off to Reeves, and he's going to pick up about 2 on the play. Laurel's doing a good job staying home, filling the hole.
Yes, they are. They're playing a good base defense. They're not really bringing people. They're, reading their keys and staying home and keeping their shoulders square and making nice tackles.
Gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 9. And it looks like Howard's looking to spread them out. But the thing with Howard is when you're throwing for 189 and rushing for 183, you got to stay honest with them.
Yes, agreed.
2nd and 9, I formation.
They're definitely going to be looking to get the ball to 5 at some point if they can get him in single coverage, which they basically have now.
And going to be a toss to Reeves. He cuts it up, has some running room, breaks the tackle. He's got the first down and going to be hauled down from behind.
There's going to be, except for number 5 behind the play, just got caught for that's just completely unnecessary. Best play of the night for them.
Right.
Number 5 basically tackled the defensive back.
Tackle made by 32 again.
Yeah.
Kyler Weaver, a sophomore. Not a big kid, but he's getting into this game early.
No, I would give him 150 pounds.
All right. And those you hear coaches on the sideline all the time, don't block behind the ball.
And in that case, don't tackle don't tackle behind the ball when you're on offense.
Right. They're still going to get plus yards out, but it's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Howard Wildcats.
That'd be something I'd be looking to come back to if I was Howard.
Yeah, agree.
That toss play.
I formation. It's going to be fullback up the middle, Ignudo, and he's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah,
I think he's got it. First down for Howard. Howard kind of reminded me a little bit of Sussex Central here. Lots of guys touching the ball early on.
Lots of guys touching the ball, multiple formations, And again, I do think they're going to come back to 5 over there. They're going to spread him
that
out
slant,
in the outside third and get him the ball.
1st and 10 at the Laurel 36-yard line. And Jenkins West comes out wide to our side of the field. Tight end, number 9, Azura Horsey moves. And now they're going to flood this far side.
Yep, got trips over here now. And they toss to the trip side.
And it's going to be Reeves again. Has to break a tackle. Oh, big hit! But he doesn't go down. Ooh. That was Quadir Whitney on the hit. Tackle made by Chambers. It's going to bring up a 2nd, no gain on the play. That was a big hit by Whitney. He just didn't wrap him up.
Yeah, and Laurel did a nice job of running to that. They motioned over to trips and tossed into the wide side of the field.
Going to bring up a 2nd. Just a little more than 10 here. Ball at the Laurel 37. So Howard has spent most of the first quarter in the Laurel side of the field. Not able to convert points yet. Here we go back to the shotgun with 2 backs. Slot to the far side. And there's a little out. There's your guy, number 5, but it's going to be incomplete, in and out of his hands. We got a 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. Another score on the Barkley Hegan Air out-of-town scoreboard. Milford now up on DMA 14-0. It's Hall of Fame night there, Dave, and they're honoring Brandon LeGrand, who passed away this summer in a motorcycle accident. So probably a lot of emotion for the Buccaneers early on.
I remember him when he played.
Won a state title for them in 2008.
Yep.
3rd and 10. High formation, and it's going to be Ignudo. And he's, wraps up, breaks a tackle, and hit again. So he's going to be finished off by number 50. That's Anthony Smith. Another score, Lake Forest 21-0 over Tatnall. So Lake Forest looking good early this season. They get the 41-0 win over Poly. They're up 21-0 on Tatnall. They have, in 2 weeks, they have Wilmington Friends coming to Felton.
We saw those guys last year against Indian River.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Good team.
Looks like Howard might let the clock run out before they punt. Cartwright back to punt.
And Laurel is just fine with that.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, folks. Your first quarter score, 0-0 between the Howard Wildcats and the Laurel Bulldogs. We'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
At Capstone Homes, we believe your new home should be designed and inspired by you. Our comprehensive new home experience will give you peace of mind. We have in-house design and drafting, selection centers, and model homes throughout Sussex County so you can experience different layouts. And a terrific team that takes an amazing amount of pride in each and every home we build. Create your new home. Create a Capstone home.
Dave, that's probably somebody you recognize there. Our new sponsor, Capstone Homes. That was Jake Booth, former Sussex Central Golden Knight.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely have seen their signs around.
Yeah.
They are definitely all over eastern Sussex County.
Capstone Homes, our new sponsor. And they're going to, this year, they're going to sponsor the Battle of Georgetown. It's going to be the Capstone Homes presents the Battle of Georgetown between Sussex Tech and Sussex Central. Always a game that fills the stands.
Yes, indeed. Where is that game this year?
It's going to be at Sussex Central. So here we go. Second quarter action about to begin. No score. And I thought coming in, Dave, looking at the last 2 weeks' games, that this game could have been a problem for Laurel, but they're keeping their nose in it early.
No question. Their defense came to play.
So on the punt is Cartwright. He's standing about the 50. Javier Williams standing around his own 15-yard line.
If I were him, I'd put my heels at 10, and if
10,
it went
yeah.
over my head,
Right.
I'd let it go. It's a good fake territory, too.
Especially with Laurel not getting a first down yet. Oh, high snap. That could be trouble. And he's going to go down on a knee, get it. Wow. It's a turnover on downs, but a loss of a lot on that play. That's going to put the ball in Howard territory for the first time tonight for the Bulldogs.
Those are the things early season that can get you in trouble. And a lot of teams, when you start preseason, before they put the defense in, they put the punt team in.
Right. So 1st and 10 for the Laurel Bulldogs. Ball on the, call it the 37 of Howard.
Laurel needs they need a first down and build from there.
You're right. Double slot. And the wind comes in motion here. Oh, he's hit at the line of scrimmage.
Something doesn't look right in there. Like somebody's moving early. Looks like the right side of that line is going just a little bit early.
No flag on play. Loss of 2. And for a freshman, they're going to take a timeout. For a freshman, this is a beating you don't want to take. And he's not a big kid either.
No. And being he was playing middle school last year with
Right.
6-minute quarters and guys not eyeing up first downs
Right.
without bringing the chains out.
And now he's out there against just a group of athletes from Howard right now.
Yeah, who were 8-3 last year,
Right.
and who are looking to do big things this year in Division II.
So we're going to stay here on this timeout. Laurel Bulldogs, they get things going in the right direction, and then and we talked about the hard count. They're probably going to do a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, a lot of that hard count, and right now I think they're going to have to try. It looks like they're trying to run it where they need to,
Right.
which is up inside. They're going to have to get some push up front there and occupy some of that defensive front for Howard.
Maybe look for a quick pop pass or something just to loosen things up. They have not thrown the ball yet tonight.
No.
Early second quarter, no score here. Laurel breaks the huddle. And they face a 2nd and 11. Motion comes in near side, and I think they're going to catch him on that one.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another penalty for the Howard Wildcats. And that's going to give Laurel some free yardage. Lake Forest now up 28-0.
Wow.
Early. They got a young man by the name of Isaiah Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Who runs the ball for him. 4 touchdowns last week. End of the first quarter, Milford leads Delaware Military 14-0. It's from your Barclays Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. And 2nd and 5 for Laurel. And we're going to get another whistle. I think it might be a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like Howard had a timeout there.
And that's what's going to be, folks. We're going to take a commercial timeout. We'll be right back. Your score is 0-0 between the Cats and the Dogs.
Congratulations, Dover Federal, on 60 years in business in Delaware.
You've been by our side since our doors opened.
Thank you so much for giving me a call on so many years ago when I had no credit.
You helped our business grow into what it is today.
As a military family, thank you for supporting the financial needs of servicemen and their loved ones.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal.
And began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced.
Welcome back. Second and 6 for the Laurel Bulldogs coming out of the Howard timeout. Motion comes to the near side. And they're going to drop back to pass. He's sacked. Number 56, Waverly DeBraw. I wish we had sizes on these guys because this Howard team's big.
It's big, and they had everything covered there. I give Laurel a lot of credit for throwing the ball there, but there was really not much there.
Small loss on the play. Almost no loss on the play. Got in there so quick. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
Slightly different formation there.
And it's going to be the quarterback again. Nowhere to go. And it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, and that's a loaded option there. They're going to block the end and just try to attack the corner.
Caesar Rodney gets on the board, 7-7 with the Caravel Buccaneers, and big like we said in the pregame, probably a must-win for Caesar Rodney after falling last week. You hate to say that in week 2.
No, you do hate to say that in week 2, but if you're Caesar Rodney, I mean, Caravel's obviously a perennial Division II contender, but if you're Caesar Rodney, you got to get there.
Right. And fair catch by Reeves, and he's going to take it down around the. Well, we get a mark here.
Say about the 16.
Yeah, about the 16. So it's going to be another chance for the Wildcats. I thought we'd see more scoring in this game by now, but both defenses playing pretty solid. Middletown's up 13-0 in an upstate game. So here we go, 1st and 10. Howard in the eye with Reeves as a deep back. And they're going to catch Laurel. Offsides for the Bulldogs. Middletown up 13-0 on Concord. Concord looks like going to be a tough year for them.
Yeah.
They lost to Howard last week, big, 30-0 last year. Set 1st and 5, I formation for the Wildcats. And so it's going to be Reeves hitting and spinning.
Yeah, little hand back there, little wind back play.
So Reeves picks up, looks to be about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1.
Oh, gave him the 1st down.
Well, 1st down 4, all while the clock was running too. The 1st down for the Howard Wildcats. Gets the ball out to about the 26-yard line, where they'll take over 1st and 10. I formation. That's a deep eye, too.
Yes, it
is. He's going to have a head of steam when he hits the line. And it's going to be Reeves again on the lead. And he's going to be tackled by number 2, Trevor Collins, after about a pickup of 8.
Just a basic off-tackle play there where they're going to double somebody and isolate the backer. That's just good old-fashioned football right there. I would stick with it if I were Howard.
Score in from Maryland. Sussex Central Golden Knights, they at halftime, they lead Southern 28-7. This Knight team is for real. I mean, they're putting points up.
I am curious to see this version of Sussex Central after they lost some really good people, including the Barnes brothers.
Right. And it looks like enough for a first down on the carry.
But Wells and his staff were smart. I mean, they gave people offensively, especially, they gave a lot of guys touches last year that were underclassmen and got them experience in games that mattered.
And they're doing it again this year. I think I was looking at their stats. 5, 6 guys got carries in that game. And their quarterback, we saw him against Queen Anne's.
Yeah.
He's got a couple games under his belt coming into this season. Shotgun formation for Howard on a 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and 4, incomplete. And Dave, I think you called it. Howard better not sleep on this Laurel team. They're almost like they're kind of walking through this right now.
Yeah, no question about it. And I know they've got a multiple set offense here, and they've got some guys that they want to get out in space. But what's working for them is getting in the eye, running to the tight end side, and isolating a linebacker and running it up in there.
We're at 8:06 left in the half, and it's still 0-0. And Howard breaks the huddle on a 2nd and 10. And Cartwright will go under center back to the I formation. And it's going to be Reeves left side this time. He's got some running room, cuts back to the right. He's got a blocker in front of him. And he's taking it to the house. Kelvin Reeves, touchdown, Howard, no flags. And that's 63 yards for Reeves. He's an explosive back, Dave.
Yeah, and you can get a guy like him in space by going off tackle as soon as he gets to the 2nd level.
That's right. He went off tackle on the left side and cut it back to the right, and it was just a foot race to the end zone. And he had a blocker in front of him. That's the guy we've been talking about, number 5, Tyre Spencer. So
nice play for Howard, and that's what they want to do. They want to run big plays, and Laurel's going to have to answer here by getting a first down, taking a little bit of a drive, and taking some time off the clock.
Howard goes for 2. They picked up 3 out of 4 last week, and they're back to the regular I set. And it's going to be Reeves right side this time, but he's going to be hit and blown back. That's number 73. Anderson, I believe, on the tackle, and I'm not sure who helped him out. I'm sorry, 72, Anderson.
13.
Number 13, Jaden Snyder, the sophomore. So your score, 6-0. We're going to take a quick commercial timeout with 7:54 left to play. Howard leads Laurel 6-0.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
Welcome back to Laurel. 6-0. Howard leads the Bulldogs. And on the kick is Mr. Everything, Cartwright. Back deep. Looks like number 3, Bryson Sanders, and 1, Javier White. Javier White, someone we haven't seen get into the game yet.
No, I've only seen him on special teams, and he really looks like he can do some damage. We're about to find out.
He's going to take the ball at about the 15-yard line and has a little bit of opening up the middle. And he's going to go down about the 38. Tackle made by number 10, Ricardo Demonia.
Makes you wonder why he hasn't been on the field offensively. He looks like an explosive player, and he's got some size to him.
Just a sophomore is Javier White. Here we go, 1st and 10 for Laurel. Ball at their own 39-yard line. Yeah, a kid like that, I might want to get him some more touches.
No question.
2nd quarter, and the Lake Forest Spartans have it on a running clock, Dave. 35-0 over Tatnall.
Wow. The problem is it doesn't go running clock till the second half.
I believe you're right, yeah. Handoff up the middle to number 22, Dugard. He's going to pick up about 4 on the play.
That's a nice play there for Laurel.
This is what's worked for them so far.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. And if they start getting their hats on people, pushing them back a little bit, wearing them down, they're going to be able to take a drive, and some of the outside stuff will open up for them.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Break the huddle with a single back formation they've been using the whole game. And there again, blitz again. He's got some running room as they took a chance, and Laurel's able to get their first down of the night.
There you go.
And that's number 13, Jaden Snyder, the sophomore, the first down.
I mean,
maybe a little trap there.
Yeah, little trap. That's what they're giving them. And to me, it looks like Howard is scraping the backer to the motion side and trying to time the snap count, or just trying to time it up based on where that back is coming in motion.
Laurel in Howard territory, the ball at the 47 of Howard. Howard linebacker, boy, he's playing off the ball, isn't he? Mm-hmm. That's going to be Bryson Sanders on the end around. And he's going to get across the 40. He's going to pick up, call it about 7 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and short.
Howard's defense, they only got 3 guys with their hands on the ground.
Yeah, and that one line, the middle linebacker is way like 6 yards off the ball.
Yeah.
Howard, they were state champs in 2015. First ever football state title for Howard and Coach Dan Ritter. Laurel breaks the huddle. 2nd and going to be a long one. Going to be again a little trap in the middle. It's number 13, Snyder on the carry.
Yeah, they're almost.
He's got the first down.
They're almost in like what Central likes to run with that 3-5. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a 5-2 look with the defensive end sort of walked back off the line of scrimmage a little bit, which really makes it difficult to get outside because it makes it hard for your tight ends to get on those guys.
1st and 10 for Laurel at the 36-yard line of Howard. Motion's going to come to the near side, and I'm not sure what we had there. I know we have a pickup of about 5 or 6 on the play. It looked like the right side moved, but I guess he must have snapped the ball. There was guys moving, and the quarterback wasn't.
Somebody either the right side went early and it wasn't called, or the left side just didn't go.
Going to be gain of 6 either way for Snyder. 2nd and 4. Number 9 is your Horsey checking in. That's a Laurel name from way back.
Yes, it is.
They've been Horsey's playing here forever.
13 coming out with a little elbow injury here.
And it's going to be a handoff to Horsey off the right side. He's going to push the pile.
Lyman 50 got out on a block there.
Yeah,
nice
both
job.
50s. A little push and shove, and the referee's going to let it go. First down for Laurel.
I tell you, that was a little sloppy. Horsey was a little bit late coming off, which is understandable, coming in cold off the bench at fullback, and they call your number. You'd think if you'd been standing on the sidelines most of the game, maybe they wouldn't hand you the ball as soon as you got in the game, but he rose to the occasion for sure.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Bulldogs. And Horsey's going to remain in the game. Motion goes to the far side, and it's going to be Horsey again off the left side. And Howard got the ball. He looks like he stripped it, number 50.
Wow.
That's Jeremiah Combs Washington. That's the 2nd turnover of the game for Laurel. He just took it out of his hands.
Yeah, and sometimes that's the downside to keeping your legs driving if you don't have the ball secured. Put yourself in a vulnerable position.
Seven at the half with Caravel and Caesar Rodney. And the Milford Buccaneers, DMA gets a field goal. It's 14-3 in Milford on Hall of Fame night. 1st and 10 here for Howard. I formation, Cartwright under center. And he drops back. Quick pass, and it's going to be broken up. Number 10 on the hit, Preston Chambers.
Perfect timing by number 10 there. He separated him from the ball after he had it in his hands. That was a nice play.
2nd and 10, 3:52 to play here in the half. I tell you one thing about Cartwright is he doesn't get rattled.
Yeah.
He plays at the same speed the whole team. He doesn't hurry anything.
No, and that's a good quality to have in a quarterback.
And I believe he's a junior. Yes, junior. 2nd and 10 for Howard. And we got a whistle on the play and then the flag. Let's see who. As Laurel moved, but I didn't look like they got in the neutral zone.
I agree with you.
Yeah. That's what they're going to call.
That's a tough call.
Could have been a down lineman maybe that moved that we didn't see. But that's going to be another penalty on Laurel. It's going to be move it up to 2nd and 5, so it's just like they got 5 on the first down.
Right, and it's not the NFL. They don't let you get back.
Right. 2nd and 5 for Howard. So kind of a free play there. Howard brought some fans down, Dave, looking across the way. Made the long trip down from Wilmington.
No question. They always have an exceptional cheerleading squad.
Right. And Cartwright,
little counter.
Ignuda, goes in motion and comes back with a counter. He's
ran
into
his own man.
Yeah.
Ran right into his own man.
And we're going to have a timeout, Howard, and we're going to take we got a first down. First down, Howard. Yeah, he ran right up his back, and it wasn't a big lineman. That was I believe that was number 5. He ran up on. So that's going to be a first down for Howard. And they got it out to about this. A slow drive for 3 minutes to go at their own 34. Howard stays in the I formation. And Reeves, right side, steps out, cuts back in, and going to pick up about 3 on the play.
They like that play with him. It's a little hand back. He goes opposite the fullback.
Bryson Sanders on the tackle. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. 3 minutes to go here in the half. I was kind of thinking Howard might start to pick it up a little bit and throw the ball, but they're going to look like they're going to take a long 4.5-minute drive. And
I tell you, I'd even just throw a hitch out to 5. Just get it out there to him.
Now we're in the shotgun. Motion comes across to the near side. Cartwright rolls right, and it hits number 5. Spencer, and he's got enough for the first down. And they're going to be in Bulldog territory again.
Nice footwork there by the QB, throwing on the run, shoulders where they needed to be. That was a nice ball he delivered too.
It's going to bring 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of Laurel. 2:25 to play here in the half. Howard with a 6-0 lead. And they're going to go right back to that shotgun with Reeves in the backfield, double slot. Cartwright rolls left this time, looks upfield, and trying for Ignanito, throws it over his head out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. So to see you nod, you kind of like the way this offense is going now. This kid, getting this kid out in space.
Yeah, it's just a sprint out. You know, he sprinted right. He just sprinted left. The sprinting left for a right-handed quarterback's a little more difficult, but he brought, one came across the field with him, and he was covered.
He had running room there, too, if he wanted it.
Yep. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
2nd and 10 at their own 49. And back under center is Cartwright. Here comes that counter play again. This time, he's going to step out of a tackle.
Play.
Finished off by Bryson Sanders, but he's going to pick up about, looks like 3-2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 8.
He had some room there. Laurel closed that out really nicely.
Well, the big tackle got his big paw out there and slowed him down just enough for Bryson Sanders to get there. That was number 63, Cameron Pusey. We talked about him in the pregame. Clock running down around 1:25 to play, 3rd and 8. And going to get a Laurel timeout. And, folks, we're going to take one with them. We'll be right back with more of your Henley Open Conference Friday night game of the week. Your score, Howard 6, Laurel 0.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
And welcome back to Laurel. Folks, we have a final, because it was an early kickoff for the Sussex Tech Ravens. Sussex Tech beats Calvin Coolidge out of Washington, D.C., 35-6. So Tech gets in the win column for the first time this season after a tough loss last week. And I think they're back in Delaware next weekend.
That'll be nice for them.
Right.
That's a long ride to go to Northwest
and
D.C.
they were in Southern Maryland last week. So 3rd and 8 for Howard. Shotgun formation, twins to the far side. Cartwright takes a snap and has a man over the middle. That's number 5, Spencer. He's running away, but it's going to be hauled back down by number Javier White from behind. But first down, and the ball's going to be inside the 20, and that's another Lasher's Barbecue Red Zone. Welcome to the Red Zone, brought to you by Lasher's Barbecue.
And there's two guys that we talked about. Javier White, where's he been? There
right.
He is on defense,
making
the tackle.
Right.
And there's number 5, who we knew was going to get the ball.
Right, hit him and he tried to hit him on that slant earlier down here inside the 10, but it was a nice play by Laurel to break it up. But now they're 1st and 10 at the 19. They're in the red zone, minute 13 to play, and with this team, that's plenty of time.
I think they've got one
timeout left. Yeah. We're going to stay here on this timeout. Milford all over Delaware Military, 20-3. Milford, I believe they have Cape next weekend, correct?
That sounds right.
And that'll be a Northern Division game now with Milford moving up to Division I. Dave, talk a little bit about, we'll do after this play, we'll talk about a little bit of the number of Delaware kids in the NFL.
Yep.
Here we go, 1st and 10 at the 19. Slot to the near side. Single back, and that's going to be Reeves. Cartwright under center. And it's going to be a toss to Reeves. It's going to be a reverse. He's got him wrapped up in the backfield, but got the death grip on him. That was number 1, Ignita, but that was broken up by Quader Whitney. He's had a couple big plays in this game.
Great play by 35. Big play, Howard goes to their big playbook, right. To try to catch him and off guard. And if you get that guy in space,
that's right.
He's going to go. But that's a slow developing play, and 35 was all over it.
And there was a hold on the play. Yeah, but Whitney, he's had the sack in this game, and he's got that big play. He's helping to keep Laurel in him and number 32, Kyler Weaver. 2nd and a mile. Cartwright takes the he's sacked. And that's number 32, Weaver.
35.
34 also in on the play, Jet Furbush.
Saw a Furbush jersey in the stands when I
got right below us,
There it is. Yes, indeed. Somebody's happy.
And maybe Howard doesn't have that last time out there. Now they take it. So we're going to take a timeout with them with 21 seconds left in the half. Howard facing a 3rd and, oh, my God, about 30. And they lead 6-0. We'll be right back.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
So we're back. 3rd and 32 for the Howard Wildcats. Dave might have to go to the appendix of that playbook to find something.
Yeah, this one here, I think you try to, max protect and throw it up to 5. That's my play.
And he's wide to the far side. 3rd and 32 for Howard.
Put 2 people on 35.
Little screen. That's out to Reeves.
Great call.
And he's got some running room down the right side. He's going to get out of bounds. It's going to bring up about 4th and 9 on the play. So great call. Laurel came with that big rush again, and Dan Ritter had it figured out.
That's a great call.
And Reeves went up. He had some bunnies to get that ball.
And the screen play in high school football is a great play.
And he gets out of bounds. So this is going to give him a 4th and 9 at the 18.
This looks to be the last play, probably.
Could be,
no matter how you cut it.
Right. Unless they got a 1st down and out of bounds. Shotgun trips to the left with Reeves in the backfield.
I'm throwing a fade to 5. It's me.
Low snap. He's able to get it. He's under pressure. Over the middle to Ignanito, and he's got it. Touchdown. Little post pattern there, and it's in.
Nice play. There was pressure coming. He stepped up in the pocket, delivered the ball. That's a lot of poise by that kid.
We talked about him, how he just, he is ice water in his veins.
Yeah.
The rush was coming. 35 was breathing. He's already sacked him once. He's breathing down on him, and
he stepped up and delivered a nice ball, not too much on it. Put it right in his hands, and
Howard going for 2 here.
Ignudo took it the rest of the way.
That's a big boy in the backfield, a fullback. That's number 3, Kasai Franklin.
Wow.
He's leading for somebody. And it's going to be, blown up by number 50, Anthony Smith. 22 on the carry, Jordan Woolard. That's two conversions snuffed out by Laurel. So, they're keeping themselves in this game. 6 seconds left. Howard's going to kick it off.
Laurel defense has played well today.
They have. Yeah, the one long run and then the pass over the middle. And it looked like Laurel's kind of playing them a little soft on that play.
Yeah. Yep.
Make the tackle in front of you, but Ignudo's he's an athlete.
Yep. Yeah. He made one move on. He had one guy to beat and 3 yards to do it.
Right.
And he did it.
6 seconds left to play here in the half in Laurel. Howard Wildcats leads 6-0. And it looks like that ball's laying flat on the tee, so that's going to be on the ground. Milford up 20-3 at the half over DMA. And Laurel able to recover it after it goes off the foot of the up man. So with 3.7 left, Laurel's got a chance, but they haven't thrown the ball a whole lot tonight. So I imagine we might take a knee and get out of here 12-0.
Yeah, that would be my play unless you hand it off. But
coming up at halftime, folks, we have a new edition of Sodell in Sports, where Sodell Concepts brings in a couple of their employees that were high school or college athletes and talk about how sports and the business world mesh together, kind of.
I think you find people that play sports are
good employees.
They're good employees, no question about it. They know how to work as a team and they know how to focus on a goal.
And it's going to be a handoff to number 22, Dugard. He's got the first down, but time expires. So we're going to take this into the half, folks. Your score at halftime, Howard 6 and Laurel 0. We'll be back with some halftime stats brought to you by Arena's Deli in just a moment.
Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here in the Culinary. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. From Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. From Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Our Human Resources Department.
My name is Mike Simon.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. From Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
What do you think you guys have learned from these?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. From Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
In high school and after, I really great sense of discipline.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. From Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Volleyball wasn't a big thing, I feel like, in Middletown or in high school in general.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. From Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Yeah, so I do those most days, actually.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. From Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come
Middletown High School 2010.
Let's see, I started playing soccer for like the Pee Wee League when I was 5. Played soccer and baseball through middle school and high school. And I ran track as also winter track in high school, and I went to Cape and Lippin.
Nice. What do you think you guys have learned from playing sports, and how has it helped you within your careers now?
Playing sports really helped me, I guess, cool off when you're in volleyball and either the ref or someone makes a bad call, you kind of want to freak out on them. So that kind of translated to work. You need to know how to just take a step back, cool off, and then kind of assess the situation. So I think that really helped.
Yeah, I agree. I think playing sports in middle school and high school and after has really created a great sense of discipline and competitiveness, which I think translates into the work world, as well as teamwork. I think
for sure.
All of our restaurants are based on teamwork, so obviously most sports are a team sport, so it was really easy to translate from playing team sports into doing teamwork on the job.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. What do you guys like to do outside of work? Do you guys stay active still, or what are some activities?
Well, I think we got really lucky. I moved here. Volleyball wasn't a big thing, I feel like, in Middletown or in high school in general, and moving to the beach, it is the #1 sport, I feel like. We actually have a restaurant league where restaurants from Bethany to Rehoboth play a summer-long tournament. So it was really nice to move to a community where volleyball is pretty much the #1 sport.
Yeah, I got into playing volleyball with the restaurant league and with friends after school. I'm also training for a triathlon, so I like to bike, run, and swim. But yeah, so I do those most days actually.
Great. Well, thank you guys for joining me today, and stay tuned for our next video, and thanks for watching.
Thanks.
New edition of the 302Sports. Today I'm here with Lauren and Mike. Why don't you guys tell us a bit about yourselves?
My name is Lauren Larson. I work in our Human Resources Department.
My name is Mike Simonsky, and I'm the wine director for the company.
And what sports did you guys play in high school, and where did you go to school?
I played volleyball in middle school and high school, Middletown High School 2010.
Let's see, I started playing soccer for like the Pee Wee League when I was 5. Played soccer and baseball through middle school and high school. And I ran track as also winter track in high school, and I went to Cape and Lippin.
Nice. What do you think you guys have learned from playing sports, and how has it helped you within your careers now?
Playing sports really helped me, I guess, cool off when you're in volleyball and either the ref or someone makes a bad call, you kind of want to freak out on them. So that kind of translated to work. You need to know how to just take a step back, cool off, and then kind of assess the situation. So I think that really helped.
Yeah, I agree. I think playing sports in middle school and high school and after has really created a great sense of discipline and competitiveness, which I think translates into the work world, as well as teamwork. I think
for sure.
All of our restaurants are based on teamwork, so obviously most sports are a team sport. So it was really easy to translate from playing team sports into doing teamwork on the job.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. What do you guys like to do outside of work? Do you guys stay active still, or what are some activities?
Well, I think we got really lucky. I moved here. Volleyball wasn't a big thing, I feel like, in Middletown or in high school in general, and moving to the beach, it is the #1 sport, I feel like. We actually have a restaurant league where restaurants from Bethany to Rehoboth play a summer-long tournament. So it was really nice to move to a community where volleyball is pretty much the #1 sport.
Yeah, I got into playing volleyball with the restaurant league and with friends after school. I'm also training for a triathlon, so I like to bike, run, and swim. But yeah, so I do those most days actually.
Great. Well, thank you guys for joining me today, and stay tuned for our next video, and thanks for watching.
Thanks.
And welcome back to Laurel High School, folks, here at the Sodell Concepts halftime show with Benny Mitchell and Dave Frederick. And Dave, it's time for the Arenas Deli halftime stats. Our score at the half, Howard 12, Laurel 0. And, the stats, they say it all. 36 total yards for Laurel, all on the ground. 3 first downs, 2 turnovers. And for Howard, 167 yards, 70 in the air, 97 rushing, 7 first downs, no turnovers. There's that balanced offense we talked about coming in.
Right, and, I think if you probably asked Howard, they would say, we didn't play well in the first half.
Right. So 12-0 they lead. Folks, let's get some updated scores here on your Barclays Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. Milford up 20-3 at the half over DMA, Delaware Military. Sussex Tech, they win on a 6 o'clock kickoff. They beat Calvin Coolidge, the Colts, 35-6. Caravel scores coming out of the half. They lead Cesar Rodney 13-7. And the last we heard, Lake Forest had the 35-0 lead headed toward the running clock when the second half kicks off. Still no Smyrna score. Let's go with some individual stats so far in this game. Watson, 4 carries, 16 yards. Reeves, 8 carries, 74 yards. He's getting ready to pass 100. Dugard for Laurel, 6 for 21. And Snyder, 4 for 19. Your guy, number 5 catches, 50 yards. And then Shockley, 0 for 2. Cartwright, 5 of 10 for 70 yards and a touchdown for Howard. So Cartwright came as advertised. This kid's an athlete.
Kid's an athlete, he's got good feet. He's got good delivery of the ball. He throws a nice ball, and I would try to isolate 5 in the outside third, throw it over the top to him, throw the slant to him, go back to him on some play action off that hand back that they're running and that off tackle play.
So your score at the half, 12-0, 3 minutes in the halftime, folks. We're going to take a couple more commercial timeouts here on the Sodell Concepts pregame show, or we're halftime now, halftime show with Benny Mitchell and Dave Frederick. Trey Mitchell on the camera and our stat man, thanks to him, because he makes it all easy for us at halftime to talk. Dave Marvel on the stats. So, folks, we'll be right back with some more high school football.
Check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
So welcome back to Laurel. Both teams back on the field. Dave, big update out of Maryland. Sussex Central all over the Southern Bulldogs, 46-7. That's a final. That was a 6:30 kickoff.
Yeah, Sussex Central appears to possibly be in mid-season form in Game 2.
Of course, we don't know the level of the opponent they're playing, but I know La Plata is usually pretty good in that Southern Maryland region. This school may be an hour northeast of La Plata. So no score on Smyrna yet. So anybody out there has a Smyrna score, Charlie Wilson, are you watching? Charlie, come in. Charlie, if you could get me a Smyrna score.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game next week because certainly last year Smyrna came down to Sussex Central as the favorite.
Right.
And it turned out that everybody thought they were the favorite except Sussex Central.
Also looking for that Woodbridge score. They were playing an unknown out there. Rockridge. It's like west of D.C., but up in that northern part of Virginia. And no score on them yet. How do you find teams like that?
Yeah, that's a great question because highly populated area you would think.
Right.
But maybe some smaller schools.
So both teams warmed up, almost ready to go. 2 minutes to go in the half, or the halftime. Let's again thank some of our sponsors. Coming up this quarter, we're going to have the Juwan Johnson State Farm trivia question. Purple pair with our pigskin picks. Oh, in about 24 minutes, Dave, you're going to have to come up with an Active Pest Solutions pest of the game. And a Louis Pizza, we'll have a Louis Pizza player of the game. Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care. Lasher's Barbecue. Yeah, sponsor of our Red Zone. And Barclays Heating and Air out of town scoreboard. Capstone Homes, our new sponsor for this year. Capstone Homes, they're going to bring you the Battle of Georgetown this year. And every Wednesday night, folks, Buffalo Wild Wings. This week it's in Christiana. October 16th, we're going to be in Rehoboth because the show is going to be featuring the Battle of Georgetown with the Sussex Central Golden Knights and the Sussex Tech Ravens. Sodell Concepts is our official sponsor of all our live streams. Thanks to all those companies that make this possible to get this stream out. So we're heading ready into the second half. And, Dave, what do you expect to see from the two teams there? I thought, Laurel coming out, I think they've played pretty good on defense, but they have to be a little frustrated.
Yeah. If I'm Howard, I want to – they want to do their bread and butter well.
Right.
Because I think they probably felt like in the first half they didn't do it that well. Mm-hmm. And if you're Laurel, you found a little something there with 22.
Right.
Found a little something there with the other fullback that was in there to just generate first downs, take some time off the clock. They did start to find some running room outside as well once they hit a first down or two.
Maybe try to cut this in half at the by the end of the third quarter, and steal maybe a home game here because their defense has played well enough to win. Just two big plays has been the difference.
Yeah, and if you're Laurel, maybe you get a big play in special teams. Maybe you get a turnover, a pick six or something like that to ignite you.
So Howard will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Back number 2, Kelvin Reeves, and I'm not sure who's on the near side. See Shockley, the quarterback, throwing the ball around here on the sideline, so we might see them put it in the air. It looks like Ignudo back with Reeves. So here we go. And the second half kick is off. And Ignudo is going to take it inside his 25. He's looking for some running room up the middle, and he's got it. He's got a guy to beat, but number 3 is going to drag him down. Was that a horse collar? No penalty on the play. So number 3, Kasim Franklin number 3, Bryson Sanders. Another name we've called a lot tonight.
Yeah, he's had a good night defensively, and he saved a touchdown there.
Yes, he did. Ignudo was getting ready to take off. So here we go. Second half underway. Howard leads 12-0. They're going to be in Laurel territory at about the Laurel 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Wildcats. I formation, split wide to both sides. And it's going to be a toss to Reeves, following his blocker. Not a lot there, and it's going to be wrapped up by number 35 again, Quadir Whitney. Pickup of, looks like maybe 3, when he stops moving, 4 on the play. Now back to 3. We're going with 2nd and 7.
He's been all over the field today.
Yeah, him and 32 Weaver.
And 13.
Yeah, Jaden Steiner, they've played well for Laurel defensively. 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats as they break the huddle. And it's going to be slot to the far side.
Little Delaware backs
Yeah.
look there for the first time tonight from Howard.
Little by number 6, Watson on the carry.
Just a lead play.
Right. Picks up, call it 6 on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Howard's, like we talked about earlier, a lot like Sussex Central, a lot of guys touching the ball. A freshman coming in for the carry on the carry.
And really some multiple formations from shotgun to I to Delaware backs, double slot.
I formation, deep back Reeves. And it's going to be Reeves left side, dances through the hole. He got skinny and gets up there, gets the first down. He just went sideways and shuffled through for the first down.
Yeah, he did a nice job there. That's an off-tackle play to the left, but his shoulders stayed parallel to the line of scrimmage, which allowed him to cut back there when he saw that opening.
First down for Howard at the Laurel 23. I formation. And they've found something off those tackles. And it's going to be a toss to Ignudo. He's going to cut that up inside. Got some running room. And he's going to have the first down, taken down by number 1, Javier White. But he's got enough for the first down. And they're in the Lasher Barbecue Red Zone. Our Red Zone brought to you by Lasher's Barbecue, folks. Open on weekends down Long Neck Road.
Looks like Howard decided they're just going to go with their simple run the ball, double team somebody up front. That was a toss play there. Laurel got up the field a little bit, and the back went right underneath him.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for Howard. And Laurel's going to jump off sides. That's their 4th penalty of the game. So that's going to make it a 1st and 5 now for the Wildcats. And this is not a team you want to give free plays to.
No.
And ready to play whistle, 1st and 5 at the 6-yard line for Howard.
He's got 5 isolated out here to the split end. He's a split end out here by himself.
And they threw him a slant earlier in the game.
Yeah, 10's going to need help in there if they throw it this way.
Laurel showing pressure. That's going to be up the middle with 6. That's touchdown. 6-yard run by number 6, Sean Watson, a freshman.
Good little play. Howard kept it simple.
Yeah, right. Put themselves up 3 scores. And, of course, they will go for 2. And I tell you what, Wildcats making it hard to pick a player of the game because everybody's touching the ball.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And going for 2, they come out of the huddle, and it looks like they're going to go no, he's going to go up under center. I formation with Ignudo deep.
Yep. Split end to the near side here.
He kind of flinched, and that's what there it is. There's the out. Little fade, goes up, and gets it. So 20-0 for the Wildcats. Folks, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more third quarter action. Your score with 9:06 left to play in the third. Howard Wildcats 20, Laurel Bulldogs 0.
At Capstone Homes, we believe your new home should be designed and inspired by you. Our comprehensive new home experience will give you peace of mind. We have in-house design and drafting, selection centers, and model homes throughout Sussex County so you can experience different layouts. And a terrific team that takes an amazing amount of pride in each and every home we build. Create your new home. Create a Capstone home.
And welcome back. Howard set to kick it off with a 20-0 lead. Laurel, they're in that. They got to score now. They're going to have to open up a little bit, throw the ball a little bit. They got to get on the scoreboard or this thing could get
out of hand
yeah.
In a hurry. Yes. Because, like you said, Howard seemed a little bit to be going through the motions there in the first half. It's a long bus ride.
You're right. Yeah. And they were late getting here.
They were late getting here, and they did not – they probably got on the field at 7 guys.
Right.
Rest of them got out at about 10 after.
Well, I noticed coming over west, traffic was horrible. I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, I noticed I came on 24, and it sent me all the way over Zor Road and on 9, so I guess Millsboro is not the look in the traffic world.
No, neither was Route 9. So here we go. Laurel will take the little little squib kick there to the sideline. Laurel recovers it, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Laurel at their own 39-yard line. So Laurel, good field position. Get something started right now. I think Coach Jones is telling his guys.
Yeah. Yeah, get a first down, take it a play at a time. You know, this quarterback, he's a freshman. They can't count on him to be the guy.
Right.
Somebody else is going to have to help him be the guy.
Number 1 checking into the game on offense, Javier White. So he's an athlete. We've seen him with some defensive plays and a kick return, so we'll see what he does on offense.
He's in the backfield.
Yep. 1st and 10 for Laurel. 9:06 to play here in the third quarter. And it's going to be the fullback up the middle. He's hit after about a yard gain, but he pushes the pile, hit by number 50, Jeremiah Combs-Washington. He's having a big game.
Yes, he is. He came up with the football again. He seems to have a nose for that. And maybe taking the ball even after people are down, see if he can fool the ref. Why not?
That's right. Here we go. He's already taken one away tonight. 2nd and 6, gain of 4 on the play. Double wing again for the Bulldogs. And White goes in motion. And it's going to be the fullback. He's got some running room. He's going to get out about 3, maybe 4 yards.
They're getting some push up front there.
That was number 22, Christopher Dugard. Not a lot of seniors on this Laurel team.
No.
Few and far between.
Freshman, the quarterback here, he's getting great experience. You know, he's going to get to go back and look at the film, see what he can do better with his footwork and the little things that you have to do to be a good varsity level quarterback. You don't just step on the field and as a freshman and be that kind of an impact player.
2nd and 2 for Laurel. And it's going to be the fullback on a lead. White was lead blocking, but it was blown up. Again, this time number 53, Kobe Wallace, and number 50 also in on the tackle, Washington. Brings up 4th and 4, and looks like Laurel's going to punt it away. Maybe Laurel hoping to get back to the defense they played in the first half.
Yeah, and get a turnover and get the momentum change. They're going to have to do something. I have a feeling Laurel, Howard is going to do the same thing they did last drive, and they're just going to run the ball.
Snaps off, kicks away. Nice spiral. It's going to bounce at about the 30. He's going to be picked up by Reeves, and looking to run down the sidelines. He's going to go out of bounds at the 41-yard line, where they're going to take over 1st and 10. Some scores in on your Barkley Heating there out-of-town scoreboard. DMA gets a touchdown. It's now 20-10. Milford leads. I called this one. I said Milford will emotionally get out to an early start. DMA will surge at the end, and here comes the surge. We'll see. We have a Smyrna score. Smyrna, 4th quarter, they trail Glen Elg 15-12. Glen Elg was the state runner-up in, I believe, 3A last year.
Yeah, I think they're a 3A school.
Lost to Oakdale, who we saw play at Cape several years ago.
Yeah.
And they got D1 guys all over the place, Oakdale does. This is Reeves on the carry and steps away from a tackle. Javier White's got him wrapped up, but he's got the first down.
Nice run by Reeves. Nice tackle by White there.
It's going to bring up a first down. They cross midfield. Looks like it'll be about the Laurel 48-yard line.
Reeves looks to be about 175, 180 pounds, and he
does.
can run.
He can. And we saw he got up on that one pass play they brought down on the screen, and just all-around athlete. He's the deep back in the eye, 1st and 10. Cartwright goes under center. Motion coming to the near side. And there's your little bubble screen, and it's going to be off his fingertips and out of bounds. So 2nd and 10.
Looks like 5 caught a cramp.
On the way down. Oh, it must be September.
Yes, indeed.
Midway through the third quarter, 20-0 lead for the Howard Wildcats. They're 2nd and 10 at the Laurel 49. And 20-0, I tell you, Dave, it doesn't tell how well Laurel played in that first half.
Not at all. Laurel's a young team with a new coach. They've got a lot of positives to build on. and a lot of things that are fixable if you're a head coach that you look at. You're playing a good team here.
First back through is number 6, Watson, and he's just pushing the pile, and he's not a big guy. He's going to pick up about 8 on the play, bring up a third and 2.
That's a freshman.
Yeah. Kept the feet moving, kept pushing the pile. So it's going to bring up a third and 2. And Howard breaks out I formation, back split to both sides. They go hard camp, but fooled their own guy. That's going to be 5 back the other way.
Yeah, left side over there jumped.
It's going to bring up a third and 7 now, so we might see the ball get released. Tyre Spencer, he's been in the game a little bit in the first half. Just the one miss here in the second. And they go shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield. And on a slant and throws it, intended for number 4, Williams. And ball falls harmlessly on the ground. 4th and 7. Let's see what Coach Ritter does here.
Looks like he's going to bring the punt team in. Notice that, Howard's got a punt team where they shift a little bit, and they're going to see if you cover that shift. And if you don't cover that shift, they're just going to probably throw at it.
Right. 4th and 7 on the punt is Cartwright.
It's good territory to fake it, but
yeah, I was going to say, do you want up 20? You want to show that yet?
No,
yeah.
Definitely not.
Unless it's an automatic call.
Right.
Back deep is White. And Howard's going to take a timeout. And as always, we had this last week in the couple times Caravel had to take timeouts on a punt. And, it's luckily they're up 3 touchdowns here, so they can kind of get away with it. But as a coach, it's those week 2 problems, I guess, Dave.
Those are week 2 problems with people not knowing where they're supposed to be or not understanding game situation when you're on the sideline.
We're going to take a quick timeout. Your score, Howard 20, Laurel 0.
Congratulations, Dover Federal, on 60 years in business in Delaware.
You've been by our side since our doors opened.
Thank you so much for giving me a call on so many years ago when I had no credit.
You helped our business grow into what it is today.
As a military family, thank you for supporting the financial needs of servicemen and their loved ones.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal.
And on the punt is Cartwright. 5:10 left to play here in the third quarter. Snaps off, and nice spiral kick down to the side, the hash marks, and going to go out of bounds right around the 20. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Laurel. Quick update on the Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. Caesar Rodney has tied it up with Caravel 13-13. But both teams have had PATs blocked in this game. So we're knotted up at 13. Darnell Savage getting his jersey number retired tonight up at Caravel. And I wanted to talk to you about that, Dave. The number of Delaware kids in the NFL right now is crazy.
I saw Godwin catch a touchdown last night for Tampa Bay from Jameis Winston.
Reeder makes the roster. Had a great preseason.
Yeah, Alex Ellis.
Right, out of Delmar. Yeah. So here we go. 1st and 10. Shockley under center. 5 minutes to play here. Here's a blitz, but they're going to guard trap, gets by. Or not trap. I think the quarterback took it by himself, yeah.
Almost like a quarterback trap.
Shockley picks up 3 on the play, makes it a 2nd and 7. Coming up at the next break, folks, we're going to have the Juwan Johnson. Reeves is going out holding his arm. So let's see how that develops. The Juwan Johnson State Farm trivia question coming up after the next change of possession. Clock running at 4:30 to play here in the third quarter. 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Deep motion with Javier White, and fullback hit at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be whistled dead. It's 22 Dugard had just nowhere to go.
Yeah. Nothing doing. Howard's again bringing people. They're crowding that line of scrimmage. They're daring them to throw the ball. They're daring them to go do a hard count. And it's tough. It's tough on a freshman quarterback.
Loss of 1 on the play. 3rd and 8 for Laurel. Glen Elk scores again. It's Glen Elk 22, Laurel 12. Third down play here, 3rd and long, not where Laurel wants to be. If anything, attempted 1 pass tonight, I think.
Yeah. And they do not want to be in this down and distance situation. Counter crisscross. That's number 2 on the carry, Trevor Collins. And he's going to get the first down. Good for him.
And that in the wing T offense, the counter crisscross is just like the pass on 3rd down.
Yes.
First down, Laurel. And just as we talk about CR tying it up, Carabel takes a 19-13 lead. Third quarter action up in Bear. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs outside across their 30 to about their 34-yard line. Have number 10, Preston Chambers, split wide here to the near side.
Nice
and that's
block
Javier White.
It's a nice block by 3 there.
Yeah, that's Bryson Sanders. White gets it out to the 40. It's the guy we've been waiting to see.
Yeah. He just, standing on the sidelines, he didn't look like he belonged on the sidelines.
Yeah. He takes it to the near side, the short side of the field. It's going to be a pickup of 6. Make it a 2nd and 4 for Laurel. Sanders, one of the few seniors on the Laurel team.
He made that play there.
Second down, break the huddle, and Shockley under center. Shockley under pressure, but he gets it off a floater, and it's going to be incomplete. He had 3 guys breathing right down his neck.
Good footwork by the freshman quarterback there.
Able to get the ball away.
Yeah, he got the ball away, and he put it in a place where his guy could get it and nobody else could. It's a nice execution there by the freshman.
3rd and not a good down to do it. 2nd and 4.
Yeah.
And give him a chance to, throw on what most is a running down. It's 3rd and 4 now for Laurel. And it's going to be speed sweep with White, and he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Tackle made by number 52, Isaiah Jubert. So bring up 4th and 4, and on the punt is Shockley. Actually, a loss of 1 on the play, 4th and 5. One thing Laurel can't do early in the season, even though they're young, they can't start getting frustrated. They've got to try to stay positive.
They're young.
Yeah. They're very young.
Very young, and you're drawing a tough.
Number 4 in the state. Gets it off. That's going to be a roughing. No flag. Nothing.
Must have been a tip.
All right. That's Ignudo on the return. Got some running room down the left side. And just a punter to beat. Cuts it back. Makes a move. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Inside the 10. And this kid, we've been waiting for him to explode. He's an explosive back.
Laurel coaching staff still wants to know what was going on with that punt.
Right. And that's going to put us in the red zone, the last year's barbecue red zone, right off the start. The referee was just saying no. He didn't say it was a tip or anything, but definitely ran into him. But
yeah, he was trying to explain something there.
So now they move it up to about the 3-yard line where it's going to be 1st and goal from the 3 for Howard.
Now they gave him a touchdown.
One guy was pointing back, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, and he was standing there on the about on the 8, like you said.
So 26. Oh, a little wishbone action. And it's going to be a pass and caught by number 4, Kaheem Williams. Touchdown and the 2-point conversion, 28-0. Howard, folks, we'll be right back after this timeout.
Buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian.
And welcome back to 302 Sports here in Laurel, Delaware. Benny Mitchell with Dave Frederick. And Dave, we've been waiting kind of for that guy to break out, and he did. Originally looked like they were calling him out of bounds and then gave him the touchdown, but Ignudo with a reverse field, great run.
Yeah, and we knew he was capable of that, and Laurel has done a nice job of containing these guys really all night, but again, we talked about it early season, special teams, mistakes, and big plays that'll happen in special teams.
Cartwright kicks it away. It's going to go to Sanders, about his own 15, cuts back to the left side, and picks up about 15 on the play. Tackle made by number 14, Damian Ross, another freshman on this Howard roster. Folks, your Juwan Johnson State Farm trivia question. Who is the Laurel player that rushed for over 6,000 career yards? Again, who is the Laurel player that rushed for over 6,000 career yards? We'll have that answer at the beginning of the fourth quarter. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, it was an easy one.
I think I got it.
1st and 10 for Laurel at their own 34-yard line. They trail 28-0. Late third quarter. Shockley under center with one back in the backfield. Motion comes to the near side. And he's wrapped up and sacked in on that number 30. And again, number 50, Combs, Washington, and 30, Deshaun Williams. They just get there quick. He hadn't even set his feet yet.
No, and that's right through A gap, and quarterback's not going to have a chance if you get guys running through A gap. It's just bad news.
Smyrna getting back in it with 2:58 left in the fourth quarter. They trail Glen Elk 22-18. 3rd and 14 here for the Laurel Bulldogs. And that's going to be White, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Got it beat, and they go out of bounds. Probably going to be a block in the back or a hole where that flag landed.
Yep, I would have to agree with you.
Holding Laurel. Another great run by White. It's going to be negated by the penalty. And I think, looking at that 11 penalty, 75 yards, it's kind of what we saw in the stats from last week. A lot of long run, drive killers. And this is going to bring up a second and looks like, maybe 20-something.
Yeah. And they probably do. They need to run the football again.
CR ties it up 19-19. So what was a low-scoring first half, it looks like it's going to be a third-quarter shootout. 2nd and 24 for Laurel. And now the way Howard's pinning their ears back, it's
yeah.
This could get ugly.
Yeah, that's absolutely. They're looking like they're in a 4-4 now. Nice ball.
Got the guy. Oh, in and out of the hands of number 10.
Nice ball.
Preston Chambers Shockley with a nice throw.
That was a
was,
nice
yeah.
throw by that kid. A good pattern by 10 too.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 24. And I think that may have been just you're going after your first read, right away.
That's it. It's a one-man pattern.
Right, and he almost pulls it off. 3rd and 24, and they're at their own 16-yard line. And Shockley under center, one back in the backfield. White goes motion the other direction. And it looks like he may have bumped into his fullback. He's going to get it off, and it's out of the reach of number 10. Again, that was Preston Chambers. That's going to bring about 4th and 24 and the punt team.
He did a nice job of getting out of trouble there. He did a nice job of buying enough time to get the ball. He made a legitimate attempt there. There's no such thing as outside the pocket thrown away in high school football. If you throw it away intentionally, it's intentional grounding, no matter where you are on the field. Nice job by the quarterback.
Coach Dan Candeloro elects to go for 2. They're up 21-19 with 5:51 left in the game. I was wondering if the lack of depth of Caraval, they've got maybe 30 guys that play on the roster. That a team, a school size of Cedar Rodney could wear them down.
Right.
35 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Coach Jones is going to take a timeout. We'll take one with him, folks. Your score with 35 seconds left to play in the third. The Howard Wildcats 28, Laurel 0.
He began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today.
And welcome back to 302 Sports. Benny Mitchell with Dave Frederick. 28-0, Laurel has to take a timeout on a punting situation just like Howard had to do on the last one. We saw Caraval do it twice last week. And no fault of Coach Jones because I got here early and they were pregame. They were putting the punt team out there just like you would on your Thursday walkthrough.
Yeah, it's a different thing under stressful and fatigued situations for athletes. It's tough, and these are those small things that you have to do well.
Low snap for Shockley, and he's going to barely get it off.
Ooh.
Number 4, Kyrie Williams almost made a mistake there.
Yes, he did.
He reached down, but luckily for him, the Laurel player down. It's 25 seconds to go, 1st and 10 for Howard. And they'll have the ball at the Laurel 40. We've seen this before. Smyrna could possibly come in the next week in conference play 0-2. They've done that before and won a state title.
Right. No question about it. And until they get – and we're going to learn a lot more next week when these two guys see each other because, truthfully, we don't know that much.
Right, absolutely. I formation, 1st and 10 for Howard, and they're missing a player. And penalty – illegal procedure. Isn't that a little early to call that?
Sometimes they just like to let everybody know they're here.
Yeah, I mean, the play hadn't gone off yet. He's clocked, interesting.
Yep.
So mark off 5, 1st and 15 for Howard here. 25 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And that's going to be number 22, Jordan Woolard off the right side. No gain on the play. Brings up gain of 5 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. And I believe they'll let the clock run out. And we'll go to the fourth quarter here, folks. Your score at the end of 3 quarters, number 4 ranked Howard 28, Laurel 0. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter.
Capstone Homes, we believe your new home should be designed and inspired by you. Our comprehensive new home experience will give you peace of mind. We have in-house design and drafting, selection centers, and model homes throughout Sussex County so you can experience different layouts. And a terrific team that takes an amazing amount of pride in each and every home we build. Create your new home. Create a Capstone Home.
And welcome back to Laurel, start of the fourth quarter, and we're going to give you the trivia question answer. Who was the Laurel player that rushed for over 6,000 career yards? Dave, who is it?
Sean Larimore?
No. Chris Jones.
No kidding.
From 2008 to 2011. Chris Jones. All-time 6,000-yard rush. I believe he's all-time Delaware leading rusher. Or at least at that time he was. Graduated in 2012. So here we go. First and 10 for Howard, and they're going to throw one down the left side. There's your guy, number 5. He's got it. Has to turn around to get it, and he's going to carry him in the end zone. No, they're going to mark him down inside the 1.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
He was in.
It is like right on the goal line.
I know that's my guy.
That was number 5, Tyre Spencer. You've been wanting to see him play all night, and he has.
Yeah, that was a nice play. He kept that defender off of him.
Yes, he did. I think I put him at tailback and give him the score.
Yeah, that was
Coach Ritter.
Nice play by him.
And a great ball by this quarterback. Looks good, Donovan Cartwright.
Yes, he does.
Ball inside the 1, I formation. And he's not going to get in. Big hit by number 50.
Holy moly.
Wow. Anthony Smith.
Yes. Hello.
And that was on the carry, number 22, Jordan Woolard.
Howard seems to have subbed it up a little bit in their backfield. I saw 2 kind of go off with his little injury, and if you're up
he was
4
holding
scores,
his arm,
no reason to put him back in the game.
Second and goal from the 2. Loss of 1 on the play. And there's going to be a little aloe flare.
Yeah.
Does he get it? Yes, he does. Touchdown for number 5, Tyre Spencer. And they go up 34-0. So extra point here, and the game will go under running clock. And we'd be home early.
I got to tell you, Ten's done a nice job out there on defense. He's
just out athletic and outsized there.
He's got decent size. The other guys just got a little bit more size. Ten's done a nice job out there, and he's been asked to kind of take care of him all night. And for the most part, he has done a really good job. The kid's made some nice plays, 5.
So on for the extra point.
He's out there on an island again. He moved. Yes, he did.
And we're have a flag on the play, illegal procedure.
52 moved in there at right guard.
So that'll be another attempt for the extra point, back to 8 yards now. And they stay in the eye, 2 receivers wide.
They've got help underneath here. They're going to try to take away the slant.
Short drop, slant over the middle, and it's too high. 2 Laurel players collide on that. They're both going to get up. So 34-0 is your score, folks. Fourth quarter, we'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
And welcome back to 302 Sports. Benny Mitchell with Dave Frederick. Now, update on the Barclay Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. The DMA surge continues. They score. It's now 20. Milford, DMA, 17.
Wow.
So kind of these two teams, they play competitive games. Although DMA Division II and Milford moving up to Division I next year. Next week we'll be at Smyrna for the Sussex Central Smyrna game. It was a big one last year. Should be a big one this year. It's the Henlopen North season opener. The last 4 state titles has come through one of those two places.
That's a great Henlopen North season opener.
Cartwright on the kick with Howard leading 34-0. Howard, they've tacked these touchdowns on, but it's been like slow rolling. They just take their time and.
Yeah, they do not seem to be
in a hurry. Yeah.
In a hurry, but
Javier White at his own 10, looking for some blockers as he goes up off the left side, sidesteps one and takes it down the sidelines, and he's going to go out of bounds at about the 41-yard line, where Laurel will take over 1st and 10. And still waiting for an update on that Smyrna Glen Elg. First and 10 for the in a close upstate game, or a close for me. Middletown 27-0 over Concord. I thought that would be a little wider spread than this.
Yeah, you wonder who's Middletown has next week.
Hodgson, isn't it?
Yeah, so maybe they've got some. Maybe they're arresting some
Right.
people or not opening up the playbook at all.
Right. Hodgson and St. George's get after it tomorrow. I think a
Curious
noon
to
start.
see that.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. This center just picked the football up. Yeah, see how good St. George's is. I know they had the big second half against Cape and Loeb, and that's going to be off the right side, around the right end. Sanders, and he's going to pick up. We got a hold on the play there. He picked up the first down, but we're going to bring it back for holding.
Yeah, because the blocker there picked up the defensive end by his jersey. He had to call it.
Right.
I know the game is not in question,
Right.
but that was right in front of him. He had to call it.
Caravel scores a touchdown. They go up 25-21, but an unsportsmanlike penalty on the Bucks. They're going to be kicking off from their own 20-yard line.
Sounds like
ball on the ground. Sanders picks it back up.
celebration.
Yeah. He goes up high and out of bounds.
Careful.
Hit by number 1, Ignudo.
Yeah. He was airborne there, and
He was.
it's a little scary.
Can't tell if he's holding a foot or I didn't see where he landed because he landed in the crowd.
Yeah.
But he went to hurdle the defender who came up on him and
Launched him a little
yes,
higher.
he did, and then he went down in that pack of Bulldogs there on the sideline. And they already got a couple guys walking around with crutches on the side, as you can see on the sideline.
He's on his feet. There we go.
Good for him. That's number 3, Bryson Sanders.
Kid's had a nice game tonight.
Yes, he has. 10-13 to play here in the fourth quarter. Laurel, second and call it 17. Bryson with 3 on the play. A minute 44 to play there in that Cesar Rodney Caravel game when the penalty. So Cesar Rodney's going to get the ball in good field position with a minute 44 to go.
It's doable. Oh, dear.
Picked off. That's number 1, Ignudo. And that's another Laurel turnover. That's 3 on the night.
Nice pick by the corner there. Nice job getting his feet down. He was on the sidelines.
First and 10 for Howard at their own, or excuse me, at the Laurel 44-yard line. Ignuda has a good game on both sides of the field and special teams.
Yeah.
Has a touchdown tonight on a punt return interception. And we're going to have a timeout, Laurel, and we'll take one with them, folks, with 10:08 to play in the fourth quarter. Number 4 ranked Howard, 34, Laurel 0.
Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource.
Congratulations, Dover Federal, on 60 years in business in Delaware.
You've been by our side since our doors opened.
Thank you so much for giving me a call on so many years ago when I had no credit.
You helped our business grow into what it is today.
As a military family, thank you for supporting the financial needs of servicemen and their loved ones.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome back to Laurel. First and 10 for Howard at the Laurel 44-yard line after the interception by number 1, Kevin Ignudo. And that's going to be number 23 up the middle, Jordan Woolard. And he's going to be close to a first down.
Junior with a nice run there.
Going to pick up 9 on the play, 2nd and 1. Yeah, he's Reeves. We saw Reeves go out earlier, and this kid's come in and they've not skipped a beat.
No.
Second and 1 for Howard at the Laurel 35-yard line. I formation. Starting to get some different guys in the game. Cartwright under center. And it's going to be Willard again. He's got enough for the first down. He's going to carry him inside. There's going to be a flag on the play. And kind of threw that in the old holding area.
Yes, I have no doubt. They're starting to get some subs in there, and they're
holding.
Making some mistakes.
Yes, they are. So it's going to back them up. It's going to go from a 2nd and 1 to about a 2nd and probably 5 or 6. Man, they are big. Looking at 54, Wakil Frazier. He's a sophomore.
Yeah, they've got some good young players, Howard.
Final score in Felton, Lake Forest 49, Tatnall 14. 2nd and 7 here for Howard. And there's that little back handoff again, and that's going to be a first down for Woolard.
Willard's feeling it.
Yes, he is. He picked up about 13 or 14 on the play. Lake Forest, a team that could be a trouble in the South. They've got a big running back in Isaiah Johnson.
Yeah, and they had a good season last year. I was impressed with them last year.
They just missed the state tournament. I think they were 6-4, and they lost to 4 tournament teams. I formation, 1st and 10 at the 30. Woolard again makes a move at the line, picks up about 5 on the play, makes it a 2nd and 5. Still waiting on maybe a little update about Smyrna, but two of our Inland Conference schools go across the bridge and pick up wins. Smyrna was in a battle, and we have heard nothing on Woodbridge. 8:07 here to play in the game. 2nd and 5 for Howard, and we're starting to see a lot of new players in for the Wildcats. Toss to Woolard. And he just follows his blockers. He's inside the 20 for a first down. And whistles on the play.
More laundry on the field over here.
Let's see what the penalty is. See if it negates that first down.
He's looking at Laurel like they did something wrong.
Right. Personal foul. Face mask. So first down's good, and we are in the Lasher's red zone. Brought to you by Lasher's Barbecue. Sean and Lisa Lasher, their son, sitting out this year because of a torn ACL.
Torn ACL? I think he did it in lacrosse
Did it
season.
in lacrosse, yeah, early, like game 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Toss to Willard again. Cuts it back inside in the middle.
Got to know that kid a little bit, you know, through wrestling and lacrosse. He's a really, really nice kid.
Looking at SUNY Maritime next year when I was talking to his mother. So, going to extend his playing days.
It's tough. It's tough to have to sit out your senior
Right.
year in football. That's definitely a tough thing.
And yeah, Central returns that, minus him, they return that entire line. They have everybody back on offensive line until he went out with ACL. First or second and goal for the Wildcats. I formation. It's going to be Woolard, and he's going to push the pile. Touchdown for Howard. And they go up 40-0, and that's going to put this game under the running clock with about 6:50 to go.
We thought that might happen tonight.
It was possible, yeah, with a young Laurel team.
Yeah.
I mean, the first half, Laurel, I thought, like you said, 2 plays.
Yeah.
2 big plays, in the first half. Other than that, their defense played very well. Offense just outmanned by Howard tonight.
Yeah, and there's no shame in that
No.
with a young team and a freshman quarterback. There's a lot to build on here.
Howard's going to go shotgun here for this 2-point conversion. And he's got it on the slant. 42-0. Howard, we're going to take a quick commercial timeout because we're under a running clock, so they're going to probably set that up on the T-Fast. Your score in the fourth quarter, Howard 42, Laurel 0. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Laurel. Under a running clock, score 42-0. Coming up in the postgame, folks, we'll have the Arena's Deli postgame stats as soon as our statistician, Dave Marwell, adds them up. And then we'll have the Active Pest Solutions Pest of the Game, followed by the Louis Pizza Player of the Game. We'll have those coming up at the end of the game. Going to see Wilmington Friends in a couple weeks. Going to be a big game with Lake Forest.
Yeah, that's a great matchup.
Kicks it to about the 15 where White will take the kick and gets out across the 30, picks up some speed, and still on his feet, going to be out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. It's a final and Bear. Caravel 25, Cesar Rodney 21. That's your Barclay Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. Milford, they get back on the board. They're up 26-17 with minute 54 to play. It's a big win for the Milford Buccaneers. Probably a must-win being in Division I.
Yes.
And they'll host the Cape and Open Vikings next Friday night.
Cape traveling to William Penn tomorrow.
1 o'clock kickoff is that?
1 o'clock kickoff in Newcastle, and Hard to say. William Penn got beat 42-0 by
Sally's. Cape was in it at the half, and then just
Cape was in it at the half. Gave up 14 points on the first 2 times St. George's touched the ball.
Javier White with a nice run, Dave. Little cut back there, gets the first down.
Yeah. He's my guy.
Yeah, he's a good player. Only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore.
I saw him taking reps at quarterback in pregame.
Yeah, I've seen my fair share of middle school football, obviously, being
Right.
what I do for a living, and I have seen some Laurel teams come through, basketball and football teams, with some really good athletes.
2 years ago, they had a really good football team.
Yeah. Over the last few years was just some outstanding athletes.
As I recall, they were big a couple years ago.
Yes.
That's going to be number 9 on the carry, Azure Horsey. He's going to have a first down. So Laurel picking it up. They don't want to be donut on the scoreboard here.
Good for them.
Takes it down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Dave Caesar Rodney tackled at the 1 on the last play of the game.
Wow.
Final score, Carroll, 25-21.
That's hurtful.
Yeah, and Horsey again. And he's going to hit and spin, take it down about the 25. Gain of 4 on the play.
Sports will do that to you. You can have a lot of success, but it's those kinds of things, those painful things that stick with you.
Give him a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Yeah, look, Coach Ritter, he's staying with his backups. I've seen coaches throw the varsity back out there to avoid a late score.
Nope, he's letting his guys get in there.
Get the experience themselves.
It's so key to do that, and that's really one of the finer points of coaching, and like we mentioned, Sussex Central doing that last year with getting young guys reps in meaningful situations. It pays off for you the next year.
That's right. Pick up a 4 on the play. 3rd and 1 for the Dogs. And that's the quarterback, Shockley, tackled in the backfield, pulled out of bounds by number 52, Isaiah Joubert. That's going to bring up a loss of 3 on the play, bring up a 3rd and 4. Under a minute to go, and Laurel's going to take a timeout, so Coach wants to get one on the board. Folks, we're going to take our last timeout of the night because we're going to go right into the to our awards at the end of the game. We'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor.
And welcome back to Laurel. 35 seconds left to play in the game coming off the Laurel timeout. Looking for one more score. And Shockley drops back, has a man open. It's Javier White, touchdown. So a little bit of pride for the Bulldogs here.
A little bit of pride and a little bit of mercy by the official to keep the clock running.
Right.
Oh, no, I was going to say stop the clock, but that's going to do it. They're going to get a kickoff, and that's going to end
36,
the game.
yeah.
Yep, it's 36. And that's a good way to end the game.
Yes, it is.
And young player, quarterback to a young receiver, and it's a nice play.
Kicker number 79, we do not have a number for. Late player getting on late, and it's going to be blocked, and that's how the game's going to end. So with the final score, Howard 42, And Laurel 0. And it's time for our post-game awards. And Dave, when the ants hit the screen, it's time. Who is our pest of the game?
I'm going to go with Jeremiah Combs-Washington from Howard, number 50. He was just a nightmare all day long
from
over
the
there.
outset, yes.
Yeah, just timing up the snap count and disrupting things and picking up fumbles and pretending to pick up fumbles.
Taking the ball away from people.
Yeah, just getting on people's nerves. And coaches are going to go back and look at the film and look at him, and he's still going to be getting on their nerves when they're watching that film tomorrow.
Jeremiah Combs-Washington, the senior, number 50 from Howard. He is our Active Pest Solutions pest of the game. And now it's time for our Louis Pizza player of the game, and it's number 1, Kevin Ignudo, the sophomore. He did a little bit of everything tonight. Had some touches on offense, had the interception, had the kick return for a touchdown. Talk about that kid's game.
And quietly almost,
right,
he doesn't have a lot of flair about him, but he is a dangerous guy when he catches the ball. He's not a big kid. He's only a sophomore, and, on a night when it seemed like Howard was slow to get started and get things going, they end up with 42 points, and he ends up being a big part of it.
So that's your Louis Pizza player of the game, Kevin Ignudo. And we'll get to the stats here in a second. Our post-game stats brought to you by Arena's Deli. And we'll go right away. Let's talk about the Laurel Bulldogs. 108 yards of total offense, all of it rushing. The big problem with Laurel tonight was the 3 turnovers.
Well, and that stat sheet was delivered prematurely before that last play, so we're going to add a little bit of passing yards and a touchdown
That's right.
to their stats. I think they're a young team. They did some things well. They did some things that young teams do. They made mistakes that young teams make. They were overmatched at times because they're young. I think there's a lot to build on for those guys there. I was impressed with their quarterback. I was impressed with number 1. I was impressed with 35 and 32 and those guys on defense. They've got a lot to build on there. I give them a lot of credit. They played hard all night long.
Even in a loss, Laurel can take away a lot of positives out of this game.
I really think so.
Even in a lopsided loss, because they are so young. We're looking at their roster, and there's just 9s and 10s all up and down the roster.
Yep.
Let's go to the Howard Wildcats. 285 yards tonight, 107 in the air, 178 on the ground, 15 first downs. So they did what Laurel had to do. They ate up clock. They moved the ball and moved the chains. Some of the stats in the game. Reeves, 12 carries, 100 yards. Watson, 7 carries, 37 yards. For Laurel, Spencer, 7 for 80. Receiving. Spencer for Howard, 7 for 87. And the quarterback, Cartwright, 7 completions on 14 attempts, 107 yards. Another solid game by Donovan Cartwright.
Yeah, 107 yards. He had 170 yards passing last week. He's, somewhere in the neighborhood of close to 300 yards over 2 games, most of it to number 5. That's a good combination right there. And again, I think if you probably asked Howard, they would think they didn't play great.
Right. Next week, folks, Dave joins me again. We'll be headed up north. Henlopen Conference Northern Division opener, and it's a big one. It's the last 4 state titles have come between these 2 schools. It's Sussex Central traveling north to take on the Smyrna Eagles, and it's going to be interesting. Smyrna coming in 0-2. They lost to a really good Middletown team. They lost to the Maryland State runner-ups, and they're going to come in 0-2 against a 2-0 Sussex Central team and the defending state champs, carrying that number 1 ranking.
Smyrna is going to be a little bit bitter about what happened to them last year down in Georgetown. They're well coached. They have people. They have confidence. Truth be told, with both these teams playing these games out of state to start the season, we don't know very much.
Yeah, we'll talk to the coaches this week. We're going to find out. Of course, we're not going to get anything. We'll get some stats, but I'm going to visit both schools and see what I can find out. Folks, it's the weekend. Tomorrow, all 3 Delaware schools in action. Lincoln travels to Delaware State University for the Hornets home opener. Wesley will be up at Del Valle. That's a big Division III game, Wesley and Delaware Valley.
Yep.
And the Blue Hens, where I'm going to be, they're hosting the number 1 team in the country, North Dakota State.
Yep. And I'll be at home watching the Temple Owls play the Maryland Terps.
There you go. The Bison are coming to Newark, folks, and I'll be there at kickoff. For Dave Frederick, Dave Marvel, and Trey Mitchell, I'm Benny Mitchell. Folks, enjoy your weekend. Take in some high school sports. There's a lot of games going on tomorrow, and thanks for supporting us here on 302 Sports. That's a wrap.